From the Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana, it's the Seattle Seahawks versus the New Orleans Saints.
And deep for the Seattle Seahawks are Morris and Scansey. Anderson hits it, and the game underway. Taken by Scansey a yard deep in the end zone. Scansey just shy of the 20-yard line, up to about the 19. Turner, Scansey, Largent, and Walker, 4 receivers in the game for the Seahawks on 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Craig. Complete to Largent. Largent has a first down and out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Johnny Poe nudged him out of bounds, but not before he got first down yardage.
And Tom, quarterbacks continually go back to the people that they feel the most comfortable with. Steve Largent has had a fantastic career. You see that graphic, 117 games in a row. And watch this, Craig comes right back to him. He knows that if Largent's going to be get a chance, he's going to be open. He knows that when he gets the ball thrown to him, he's going to catch it. Good coverage and just Mr. Reliable, I guess you'd call him.
3rd and 10. 5 defensive backs in for the Seahawks. From the shotgun, Wilson. Complete. Goodlow to the 40. Hit and dropped at the 35 of Seattle. Keith Simpson finally makes the stop, but Eugene Goodlow, who returned to the lineup today, makes a big first down reception. Kansas City in front of Pittsburgh, 7-0. Cherry with an interception and a 47-yard run. Guyjon trying the right side, gets a good block inside the 15 and out of bounds at about the 11. LaFari with an excellent block to spring Guyjon. 3rd and goal from the 3. Give is to Wilson, hit right at the line of scrimmage and driven back by the center of the Seahawk line. Randy Edwards leading the charge for Seattle.
Well, you have to be impressed with this Seahawk team. The defense, they have really come out and played good goal line defense. Great pursuit, great reaction to the ball. Now watch how quickly, and you'll see Wilson will turn back up inside. Campbell goes outside. Wilson thought he saw a seam, but look at how quickly the Seahawks are in there. Great pursuit. 3, 4, 5 guys.
No gain on the play. It'll set up a 4th down and a field goal attempt by Martin Anderson, who has made 9 straight and 11 of his last 12. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So New Orleans strikes first, and the Saints take a 3-0 lead with 7:14 to play, first quarter. Shotgun formation. Craig downfield, got a man open, and is it good or not? Let's see.
Well, all the
Walker.
Saints are saying no.
Well, Saints are saying no. What does the official say?
I think the official's saying yes, he caught it. An outstanding catch by Byron Walker. Wow. Watch this. Let's see if we can see it. Now the ball's way down by the ground. Does he get his hands underneath it? I believe he did.
Looked like a good catch. Byron Walker, 6'4", 190 pounds, 4 years out of the Citadel with his 14th catch of the season. So Guyjon on the sideline. New Orleans puts it in play, 1st and 10 from its own 23. Wilson in trouble and sacked. Fred Young and Joe Nash putting the clamps on Wilson. The Seahawks led the NFL in takeaway giveaway ratio. But it's New Orleans that's been controlling the offense today. And Wilson is back to pass, in trouble, and he goes down. There's the sack of Wilson by Jacob Green and Bruce Schultz, the linebacker.
He has to be very, very aware of that back line. He's looking back to make sure that he cannot step back.
Tullis is deep for New Orleans as you look at Finzer's stats, standing right on the edge of his goal line. High, good punt.
Oh, he got a rocket.
Chases Tullis all the way back to his own 40. And he's hit just shy of midfield. Good coverage by the Seattle special teams. Split backs in the backfield now. 4 down linemen as the Seahawks stack against the run, and Wilson goes up top, complete. Down inside the 10-yard line to about the 6 as Brenner, the tight end, released. Wilson put it right on the money, and Dave Brown had to make the stop to prevent the touchdown. Tice in motion. Campbell tries the other side. He's got a clear path. It is stopped short of the end zone. Was that Earl Campbell?
No way. And listen to this crowd react. They realize that's not the Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell in the old days used to run right over top of you. That's Dave Brown, 190 pounds. Now this is the defensive end coming into this. Michael Jackson coming across. Now watch Earl Campbell bounce off here, and we'll see the tail end. I couldn't believe when I saw Dave Brown come up here. I just can't believe that he came up here and made this tackle, but I don't know whether Earl slipped or whether Dave just made an outstanding tackle, but Earl would never do this before. Great play.
He tried to go around him, and the old Earl Campbell would have gone right through
him, over top him, and ground him up.
About 1.5 yards away from the Seattle end zone. Wilson rolls out, in trouble, lets it go. It's going to be a touchdown to Tice. Now they say, no, he was in the grasp. No touchdown. Kenny Easley had him in the grasp. The official, Dick Jorgensen, says no touchdown. Wilson was in the grasp.
Well, this is a play that this type of play is designed to protect the quarterback so he doesn't get that second hit. Now let's see if he's in the grasp or not. There's the arms around. He's obviously in the grasp, and on his way down, he throws it up. And that is really to protect your quarterback in those situations, but it was another big play for Seattle.
Well, I think it was the correct call, but that's a tough call to make. Bum Phillips is really stalking the sideline as Anderson comes in to try the field goal. Blocked. Ball still loose. Joe Nash blocked it, picked up, and returned to about the 19-yard line by Dave Brown. Well, Morton Anderson had made 10 straight field goals. How did Nash come so free?
Well, I think it was a combination block between. They pulled Dave LaFari out and shot Joe Nash, number 72, up underneath. It's a timing play, a teamwork play.
First time Anderson has ever missed inside the 30, and of course that one blocked. 1st and 10, Seahawks. See if that gives them a lift. Completed pass to the tight end Charlie Young. The defensive player of the Saints went for the interception. Looked like Pallur, the linebacker, and Young able to make the grab for the reception and a first down for the Seahawks at about the 42. 23-yard gain.
And he just about came. You talked about Pallur right there. He just about comes up with at least a tip. But this really gets the Seahawks moving and gets them out of trouble. They've been back in their own field position all game long.
Tom Hammond, Dave Rowe at the Superdome. New Orleans leads 3-0, 2:29 to play first half. 3rd and 6, Seattle. Craig in trouble. Being chased. He's got the first down and slides safely shy of the 30-yard line. Good scramble by Dave Craig.
And it was awfully, I know Dave Craig could have heard the footsteps pounding behind him because he took off like they poured hot water on his back. You'll see the pocket just collapses around him. It looks like number 75, Bruce Clark, comes all the way around the backside and starts running after Dave Craig. Now he knows that he's going to be hit. Now watch right here. You're going to see the safe slide that we talked about before. The minute he touches down, that's where they mark the ball. That's why the ball's not up farther, because it's the minute he gives what they call the safe slide.
1st and 15 now from the 38 for Seattle. Craig completes it short to Warner. Nice move to the 40. Down to the 20-yard line, where he stopped after getting a Seattle first down. Johnny Poe and Terry Hogue made the stop on Warner. Picks up a Seattle first down. The drive continues as we come down to the minute 40 mark. 18-yard gain.
And more offensive backs are playing a part in the passing game where you dump it off. You have a person with the ability of a Kurt Warner. He can take that ball. It's like a long handoff. You give him one-on-one, and there's very few people will bring him down in the open field one-on-one.
First down from the 20, less than a minute and a half remaining first half, and the Saints up 3-0. Seattle threatening. Again, across the middle, complete this time to Turner. Turner is down to the 11-yard line with Glenn Red hanging on to a leg and taking him to the turf there, and Seattle quickly stops the clock with a timeout, 1:11 showing.
And Mr. Daryl Turner, number 81, they ought to call him Mr. Touchdown, because he catches the ball, scores a touchdown 9 times out of every 22 catches.
11th play of the drive that began at the Seattle 19. 2nd and goal from the 1. Warner dives into the end zone. Seattle touchdown.
And again, he gets up limping. That ankle is obviously bothering, but a great effort by Kurt Warner over top. Now watch this ground level shot. There's just no way that you can stop this unless you get a linebacker up high, but there's the jump and just literally rolls over the play.
So the Seahawks, after blocking the New Orleans field goal attempt, take it over at the 19, march all the way down the field in a 12-yard or 12-play drive, and Warner skipping off with some assistance to the sideline. We told you about the knee surgery and playing, of course, today with that sore right ankle as well. Johnson with a point after attempt, up and good. He's 27 for 27 in the PAT department this season, and he's given Seattle a 7-3 lead. Well, what a turnaround here in the first half, as Seattle apparently on the ropes as New Orleans move the ball at will, but the Seahawks take it all the way down, and here's the clincher.
This is the clincher. It's an over-top play to Kurt Warner. There's the leap. When he comes down, I think he hits that right ankle again on that turf, the same way he injured it in the first quarter. And after watching him walk off, I would doubt that you're going to see him much more in this game, because he is a wonderful player.
6 defensive backs in from Seattle. Wilson being chased and dropped. And they'll mark the ball dead at that point. It went on out of bounds, but it'll be dead at that point. Randy Edwards bearing down on Wilson from behind, made a leap and collared him right at that point. Another Seattle sack of Wilson. 4th sack of the first half for the Seahawks.
And they have really done well in their sacks. The last 2 weeks they have had 13 sacks, this Seahawk team. They completely run around the outside. You can see Wilson just has no one to throw to. It's all the way around the outside, and they're lucky they didn't call this a fumble, because it looked as if it was.
Wilson's in the shotgun. He's got Merkins, Goodlow, and Martin, wide receivers, all in there, and is in trouble again. Got away from one man, but not the second. Is taken down by Jacob Green, the 5th sack in the first half by Seattle, and perhaps New Orleans ought to let the clock run out and go on back to the dressing room.
Absolutely, they ought to let the clock run out. Of course, the clock does stop on a quarterback's sack, but they are collapsing their pocket. They're coming all the way around, and Joe Nash, number 72, is doing an excellent job of getting that forward pressure on the quarterback into the pocket, so it doesn't allow Wilson to step up and run through. Now watch this sack. You'll see Joe Nash in the center of your screen, and around the outside come the 2 defensive ends, but see, he has no place to step up. There's Nash.
And the Saints do let the clock, when it starts again, run down to halftime, and they'll call it quits and try to regroup after dominating the first 2 quarters of play. They saw a blocked field goal turn the game around. As the Seahawks took it, they drove 81 yards for the go-ahead touchdown, and as we come to intermission, it's Seattle that has the lead 7-3 here over the New Orleans Saints. Seattle's going to go for it, 4th and 1. Warner, he's got the first down, knocked back, but I believe he got there in time. It's going to be close.
It's going to be very close.
His initial charge came right up to the first down marker. Then he was thrown back. It all depends on the spot.
You can see where that referee that's in the bottom of your picture just took off his hat. He marks the ball, the forward progress of where he feels that the running back penetrated. And it was a good play by both teams. A lot of strength in there. They went over Robert Pratt, number 61. And I played with him, and he is quite a load in there.
Pratt is a 12-year veteran out of North Carolina, 6'4", 250 pounds. Here's the measurement.
It's a game of inches, isn't it?
And that one in Chuck Knox's favor. He went for it, 4th and 1, and he just barely got it.
Now you can see the defensive line charge. They're just trying to get penetration. There's the seam right to the top of your picture. Warner sees it. Excellent vision in the hole. You know, we talk about that so much. So many running backs don't have that vision into the hole where they see the actual place where they should run. Ricky Jackson, Jack Del Rio that time, trying to get that pressure on Dave Craig.
Shotgun for Craig, 3rd and a mile. He goes for a mile, and he's got it short of the first down. Largent on the reception. Got a big chunk of it back there.
He certainly did, and you have to give credit there to Steve Largent. He always seems to find the seam, find the spot where there's no defenders. He's had a tremendous career. A great guy. And by the way, he told me that he and Terry are expecting their 4th child tomorrow, so he's going to have a nice surprise when he gets back. 117
straight games for Largent. Needs only one more reception today to pass Fred Biletnikoff for 6th place on the all-time reception list for the National Football League. Seahawks 3 of 8 on 3rd down conversions today. Turner, Franklin, Largent, Walker, 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 14. Craig under pressure. Nice catch, backing up on the play for a first down and a gain way into Saint territory.
Boy, Dave Craig is excited. We see, I believe that was Paul
Scansey. It is. Scansey made the reception backing up and was shaken up, perhaps not the wind out of him for a moment, but it'll be a long gainer and a first down for Seattle.
Well, you said it, Scansey was backing up. You'll see that Craig, the pocket is again collapsing. Scansey's running down there, has to almost turn around, but it's the first time that they have really challenged this Saints team deep, and they came up with big results.
Turner, Franklin, Scansey, Largent, shotgun for Craig. Largent, did he hold it? No, incomplete.
But he almost did hold it. What a great effort by Steve Largent. You know, all the accolades that you can say about a great receiver have been said about him, and he stretches out there. He almost comes down. When his elbows hit, it jars the ball loose, but it was a great effort by a great receiver.
Four-time Pro Bowler, 10-year veteran out of Tulsa. Other scores: Cincinnati leads, New England in front of Indianapolis. And Philadelphia still shutting out Atlanta.
Watch it fake.
Fake on the punt. Pass is going to be intercepted by Tullis, who was back in anticipating a punt. Instead, he comes up with a tipped ball in the interception, takes it all the way back to the 40. Put the ball in play from their own 39. Campbell, the only setback. Play action fake, complete pass to the tight end Brenner. Brenner all the way into Seattle territory and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. It's one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. Here you saw the score with Seattle clinging to a 4-point lead. Wilson in trouble. He goes down. Another Seattle sack.
And Tom, that time his offensive line gave away the fact that it was a pass. It was obviously a pass. You can see excuse me, I think that's Terry. No, that's not. It's Jackson in there. But the line sat back so quickly, he had no one to pass to. He had a lot of time. His line picked up. There's 58 coming in your screen. 56, excuse me. 42 is in there. Keith Simpson. There was just no place for him to throw the ball, and that really hurt this offensive drive.
Warner out of the game on 3rd and 4 as the Seahawks flood. 3 receivers to the right side, another to the left. Shotgun for Craig. Over the middle, complete to Largent. He's got the first down to the 40. Brett Maxey coverage makes the stop, but Largent again finding that seam in the middle of the field. Craig hit him for the first down, and Steve Largent just moves into 6th place. 590 receptions. He passes Fred Biletnikoff.
And I played with Fred Biletnikoff. Steve Largent continually finds the seam. He just seems to find an open space, kind of drifts into it. He doesn't have the blazing speed, 4.3, 4.4 in the 40-yard dash, but he just finds, you can see nobody in the picture. It's just like he is almost invisible out there and just finds the open spot.
Let's see if he gets the call here in 3rd and 3. He won't, because Craig from the shotgun looks to the air. Got a man open. Largent diving catch, gets up again, but is covered before he can get any more yardage. It'll be a first down. Seahawks at the 25.
I talked about his elusiveness as Dave Craig comes up and congratulates him, but he seems to find the seam. Now, this is just like the catch that he had in the first part. Now, you don't see the blazing speed off the line, but when you run your patterns and you have that coordination with you and the quarterback, you get open. Now, look at there. No one in the picture. A great catch. It's just about like the one he missed before, but you just can't say enough about Steve Largent.
18-yard gain on that one, and Largent moves past Harold Carmichael into 5th place now, moving up the ladder. He and Dave Craig have a special affinity. They practice those timing patterns for hours after the regular team workouts in. Give to Warner. Inside the 20, fights his way to the 16-yard line. He's got a new holder, backup quarterback Gail Gilbert. They'll spot it at about the 22. It's up. It is. 32-yard attempt. Good. So the field goal by Johnson from 32 yards extends the Seattle lead. We'll be right back. Wilson hit just as he released it. Picked off by a Seattle man, and it's going to be a touchdown for Seattle. Jacob Green picked it up. He's become a specialist in that. He returned a fumble, 70-some yards for a touchdown. That time, he picked off the interception and went in for the score. Watch Easley now as you see the replay. Bum Phillips can't believe it.
Now here comes Easley all the way around the backside. He comes with his speed. It's a safety blitz. Now watch, just as he's about to throw it, he grabs his arm, and there comes Jacob Green, number 79. The right man in the right place at the right time. Another touchdown.
Well, the last time he went 79 yards with a fumble, I believe, against New York. This time he picks off the pass and takes it all the way in for the Seattle touchdown.
And a lot of his teammates were kidding about that 79-yard run. I know he was excited about only having to run 19 yards because when he ran 79 yards, they said he barely made it into the end zone.
Lum Phillips still can't believe it as Norm Johnson tries to add the extra point. And the extra point is good. So Seattle getting the safety blitz from Easley, and the interception for a touchdown goes up 17-3. Passing situation, 3rd and 7. Craig 19 of 26, 224 yards this afternoon. Goes deep here. Largent, he's got it. Down to the 15 of New Orleans. Frank Watlet beaten by Largent on the play.
How do you continually catch passes when you don't have great speed? But Steve Largent does it. I'm curious to see who he moves up in front of now. But Craig again goes to Steve Largent when he needs that big yardage. He knows he can come down with the ball. You very rarely see Steve Largent lose his concentration. He has great concentration. Even when he's falling, he continually looks right at the ball. Safety just safely cradles it in there. And he's going to have a lot to celebrate, not only having a 4th child tomorrow, but having a big day here today.
43-yard strike, Craig to Largent, who has moved up to number 5 all-time in career receptions in the National Football League here at the Superdome this afternoon. 1st and 10 from the 15. Seattle threatening to score again and break it wide open. Lane in motion. Craig to pass. End zone. Touchdown. Turner.
Well, you talked about it. They threatened to break it wide open, and they just did, as DARYL Turner, number 81, comes up with his 10th receiving touchdown catch. And he just breaks the seam. It's a zone coverage, and Craig just drills a strike in there. There's very little arch in the ball. It's just thrown right to Turner. He looks in, and there's his 10th touchdown catch. And I believe he only has about 23 catches so far in the year, but about every 2 or 3 he has a touchdown.
2-year veteran out of Michigan State, DARYL Turner, averaging a touchdown catch, as you said, Dave, about every 2.2 receptions coming into today's game, and upping that average again today. Here's Johnson. Hasn't missed an extra point all year. And this one, too, is good. So the Seattle Seahawks here in the 4th quarter have broken the game wide open and seem to be staying alive in that AFC West. They came in trailing the Raiders and the Broncos, who were tied for first by only a game, and they'll keep pace here against the Saints in the Superdome this afternoon. The trail now 24-3. Wilson, he's sacked once again. Jeff Bryant got through from his defensive end spot, and he gets credit for his sack.
And you have to credit that sack to the secondary of the Seahawks. They had such excellent coverage that Wilson had no one to throw to, and you can see they have 7 sacks today. That gives them 20 sacks in the last 3 weeks.
And then the blocked field goal that followed, and that simply turned the game around. Wilson is sacked right at the 1-yard line, not quite a safety. Jeff Bryant poured in and made the stop. And the celebration is on as Bryant, 6'5", 270 pounds, 4 years out of Clemson, part of that potent front 3 for the Seahawks. 8th sack of the game.
And I'm going to still say that they have 21, because I believe I read that they had 13 in the last 2 games. Now,
I'm sticking with you. You're a lot bigger.
All right, thank you. I don't care what George Finkel says. I believe that they only have 21 now.
Well, the Saints today have lost 60 yards via the sacks for the Seahawks, and that has been a huge factor in the game. Williams and Morris are the setbacks in the eye as you look at the coaches. Knox on the right and Phillips on the left. This is Morris. Good yardage from Morris down the sideline. Finally tripped up and taken out of bounds after he picked up the first down. Glenn Red made the tackle. Looks to me as the Saints have already packed it in this game.
You are absolutely correct on that. Well, you're only as good as your holder, as you see the clock tick down on the top. And he has to work with this holder in game situations.
26-yard attempt is good. Gilbert the holder, and Johnson makes it good. And another satisfying win for Chuck Knox who saw his defense take control of the action. Bum Phillips again has a very bitter loss to take because his defense also played very well.
Well, one thing about Chuck Knox's team is that his team played well enough to stay in the game. The defense really played. We talk about the big keys of the game being the defense setting up the tempo of the game, and they did. They held them early in the game, and that was a big key. The blocked field goal, of course, was a defense. On the other side of the fence, the Saints were unable to protect their quarterback, and they got behind. That was the story of the game.
So Seattle wins it 27-3. They're 6-4 on the season, still in the race in the AFC West. One of the big factors in the game, Jacob Green, the defensive end for the Seahawks, who picked off an interception and rambled 19 yards for a touchdown. Earlier, he had a 79-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. Green, Dave Rowe at the time said, boy, he sure was. Imagine you were glad you didn't have to run so far this time. You were a little winded, the 79-yarder.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. This one wasn't quite as far, but it was good to have because you know, it helped us out today, and we needed a big turnover at that particular time.
Here is the play. How do you manage to always be the right spot at the right moment as you were here?
Well, what happened is that we had a line stunt on, and we had a blitzer coming, and Kenny easily made a heck of a hit on the quarterback, and the ball was just right there, and I just picked it off and just tried to get in the end zone with it.
Well, Jacob, let me ask you a question. Did the guys kind of tease you on that 79-yard run? Because I talked to a couple of them, and they said that you looked like you were hauling a refrigerator the last 10 or 12 yards.
Well, you know, these guys around here, they give me a hard time. The last time I ran the 73-yarder, and then with the 79-yarder, they just said they didn't think I was going to make it, and I was looking back to pitch the ball to somebody else. But, you know, I finally got it into the end zone, so I took a lot of heat from that.
Jacob Green with a 19-yard touchdown off an interception today. The Seahawks had 8 sacks as they come from behind to beat the Saints 27-3. Back to NFL 85.